served hot or cold, room temperature, whatever, because there's no mayonnaise or what in it. I thought, well, we'll just do it cold since it is summertime. So we're going to start with, this is just regular spaghetti. Let me see, thin spaghetti that I've already cooked. To that we're going to put in some cilantro. We've got some snow peas. I'm going to chop up some green onion and some red pepper. We'll get these chopped and then we'll talk about what else we need to put in here. That might be a little bit too much.
There are snow peas down there, aren't there?
I know.
Can you use white ones?
Yes. I don't know what happened. I went down there. I did the shopping a little bit earlier this week because I had a little bit extra time. And they didn't have any. And I said, are you going to have any for Monday? And they went, oh, yeah, we'll have them. And they did. They did get them in. And when I went out down there today, I think they had 2 bags. So I took one. So to me, that says they must be getting really popular. But we get a produce truck about every other day, I think. So if you can't find them today, they'll be back. All right, there's our snow peas. Okay, we'll chop these up a little bit finer. So you could use the frozen ones, you know, just I would, my take on frozen vegetables is I would just let them thaw and use them just like that. I don't think you'd have to cook them. Okay, there's our green onions. We'll do our red pepper. Oh, I have a little garbage bowl just like Rachel Ray. How about that? We'll just cut these little. I know that she's got that. When I've seen them, I think of them as sort of old-fashioned bowls. And they're probably, when she started buying them, they were just a couple of dollars. Now they're probably 15. Yeah. Ooh, perfect. Okay, here are our almond bars. They look really good. We've got the oven toast the nuts, so we've got that toasted, and they smell wonderful. These are a couple of the recipes, that layered salad and this one too, are really good to take to picnics. It seems like, I know I've been invited to a couple that you have to bring food, and it's always like, ooh, what should I bring? So this is, because you don't know what the conditions are as far as, you know, what time are you going as compared to what time you're eating, so you want to keep your food safe. You don't want it sitting out from, you know, 12 and you're not going to eat till 6, and you brought chicken salad. And I think I'd take the chicken salad and go home by that point, but rather than make everybody in the place sick. So, you know, think about that. With these, this one and the layered salad, you know, you could hold off on the layered salad, putting the dressing on till, you know, you knew when you were going to eat. With this one, this can be at room temperature. It doesn't have the mayonnaise in it, and anything to really, you know, go bad. Although not, you don't want to keep anything out in the sun for 5 or 6 hours. That's not ever a good choice. Okay, this is cilantro. We need about 1/4 cup of this. When I tasted this, I thought, oh, I really like the different layers of flavor because I could taste the cilantro, and I could taste, we're going to do some ginger, I could taste that. So it was really kind of neat to have all the flavors. All right, and when we, don't need that. When we chop this up, we're going to roll it in a little ball, make it easier to chop. Get your fingernails out of the way. You what? It takes a little practice, but the thing that you have to remember is when you're doing this, you watch what you're doing, first of all. That's the number one rule. Don't be answering the phone, finding where the dog is, whatever. And make sure that you're holding it like this rather than like this. So if you're holding it like this and you're chopping, the knife's going to hit your knuckles and your fingers are going to stay safe. Now, does that always work? No, but you know, the more you can concentrate just on doing that, the better off you are, and then you can go faster. And you don't want to pick the tip of your knife off the board. You don't want to do a chopping thing. You know, get your hand out of the way if you're going to do that. So you're going to keep the tip of your knife on the board, your fingers bent, your thumb behind here. Usually your thumb's kind of the pusher or the holder, and then just, yeah, rock the knife. I recommend whatever feels comfortable in your hand. We're not talking about going to culinary school, and you know, everybody has, like, if you look at the knives sets, they have a boning knife, and they have this knife, and they have this knife, and they have this knife. It's like, okay, I usually just use this and a paring knife. So you don't need the whole set unless you decide, yes, I want to bone chicken. You know, then you need a boning knife. Oh, yes, I want to do this. Then you need that kind of knife. For just general purposes, I like the shape of this knife. This is a commercial company that we bought all the equipment from called Hubert. But there's different knives out that, you know, are this shaped. KitchenAid looks like it has a nice one out. Yeah, you can, you know, there's different places. It's to me, I have an expensive knife like this at home. It's not this brand. It's Wusthof, which is a really good knife, you know, and it'll last a long time. Do you need to put that much money into a knife? You know, I like the way it feels in my hand. That's the most important thing. I mean, you can have expensive knives, and if it's too weighted or it's too heavy one way or the other, then it's not any good for you. So you really have to feel what you like. This size, you know, you may want a longer blade. You may, you know, want something shorter for chopping. It's just sort of up to you. If we're talking, you know, general, if you're going to go into specifics, then you may need to have some different knives. Okay, I chopped everything while I've been talking. Okay, just everything except for the ginger. Although this is all that's going to go in with the pasta. We've got our snow peas, our green onions, our red pepper, and our cilantro. All right, and then we're also going to put in the baby corn. And this is the last can. So don't go down there looking for it until, you know, I'm sure it's coming in. They just didn't have it. And some water chestnuts. They did have a taller can of the baby corn. It was a different brand. I'm talking in aisle 5 in the Asian food section. It was in a thin can about that big around, about that tall, and the corn was absolutely, I used it for our sample, and it was absolutely beautiful, but it was a little bit on the expensive side. This one came already cut, so this is a little bit cheaper. So, and I did drain it, rinse them off a little bit. Okay, so there's our little corn.